Shotgun Red here. I'm on the set like they told me to be. I'm on the set of Cooking with MFRD, and I'm looking for the host, Ashley McDonald. I don't see her anywhere. I wonder where she's at. Maybe I better check outside. Man, I've been looking all over for her. There she is right there. It's Ashley McDonald, the host of the show. Ashley, get in here right away. We gotta start this show.
Hi, and welcome to this episode of Cooking with MFRD. I'm your host, Ashley McDonald, and we have an amazing show lined up for you today. We've got a couple of special guests that are going to be joining us.
Hey everybody, hunter, fisher, trapper, trader, guide, scout, and interpreter, and just a country cook, Steve Hall here in Nashville, Tennessee, along with pretty Miss Sheila over here running this camera. And she's not actually running the camera, she's here, and I did that on purpose to poke my hand in front of her nose. And yes, she is Ashley McDonald. I didn't know who she was until I got an email that said one of your firemen seen our cooking show and wanted us to come over here and cook with you. It is an honor to be here. I didn't mean to interrupt you at the top, but I just had to do that to give you a little sass because your crew, your set, you as a host, you guys are doing terrific.
Well, thank you so much for being here. Yes, firefighter Jeremy Spivey called me and said, Ashley, do you know who Shotgun Red is? Or this guy that, you know, is part of the Shotgun Red bit? And I said, you know, I don't know. And he said, have you ever heard of Hee Haw and Howdy? Have you ever heard of the Ralph Emery Show? And I said, oh, well, you know what? I think I have. So, of course, I Googled it real quick because I wanted to act like I knew what I was talking about. And immediately when I saw the Google images pop up, I knew. So he said, I think you should contact him. He's got a really good show going on YouTube, just like you, and invite him to come be on your show, and here we are.
You know, you say just like you, and Sheila was watching it. We were watching it together, weren't we, Sheila?
We were.
And I was so impressed with all your neat camera shots and everything and how well you produce your show, because we're just a little one camera shoot. By the way, this is my camera girl over here, pretty Miss Sheila.
She
Hi.
sure is pretty.
Well,
She does all the camera shooting as well as you, and I thought, look at this great host they have, great show that they're doing. We would love to be on there. So we kind of brought a recipe today that we've already got on our cooking channel, but we wanted you to make it. And you know, it's all vacuum packed in bags here because we've got a video on our channel that actually talks about vacuum packing as opposed to a food saver to a chamber machine.
Right.
I love my chamber machine, but we got all the ingredients. But should we tell everybody
Absolutely.
what ingredients that we're going to? All right, Red, why don't you do this? Shotgun Red's over here. Red, tell them everything that they're going to need to make the stuff that Ashley's going to put in this bowl right here.
Absolutely, I would love to tell them. Here's the ingredients that you're gonna need to make cornbread cake. It's easy, you only need 7 things. 1½ cups of self-rising flour, 1 cup of white sugar, 1 cup of brown sugar, 4 eggs, some vanilla, like 1 teaspoon, 1 cup of canola oil, and 1 cup of chopped pecans. Put them all in a bowl and mix them up, but they're gonna show you how to do that right now. Back to you guys.
Thanks a lot, Red. Great job. Are you ready to start this?
I'm ready. You're so well organized. I think I can handle it.
Get your scissors. We vacuum packed everything. We'll start with 1½ cups of self-rising flour.
Okay.
Not all-purpose flour, but self-rising flour.
And look, y'all are trusting me.
Take your time.
With some
Hurry up.
heavy.
All right.
You got it going on there.
All
There
right.
you go. Then we need 2 cups of sugar, 1 white sugar and 1 brown sugar. That's the white sugar right there.
It is? Are
Yeah,
you sure?
absolutely, positively.
What tipped you off
If
to
it's
that?
salt, you're going to really hate this recipe.
Oh, it would be terrible.
But that's a cup of white sugar. It only has 7 ingredients, so it's a real easy recipe to make.
Did you bring me some kid scissors because you knew I was dangerous?
Well, Sheila brought the scissors, so.
It was Sheila's
As soon as we went out the door, he said, go back in there, get some scissors right quick.
Yeah, we did this morning.
I
I said,
grabbed the
how's she
first
going to
ones I
open
could
that
get.
up unless one of these camera guys got a pocket knife or something? By the way, your camera crew and all your producing people and everybody that we met are so nice here. They truly are.
don't tell them that. They'll get big heads.
All right, now we're going to need, let me see here. Might as well put the vanilla in next. Believe it or not, I actually vacuum packed the vanilla. That's a teaspoon of vanilla you're going to put in there. See, we're putting her to work, aren't we?
Yes.
See, Sheila normally
doing a
films this and I
really
do
good
all
job.
the work. She is doing a great job, isn't she?
Thank you.
All right. We say that to everybody.
I would
but-
feel pretty bad if you told me I wasn't doing a good job.
All right, now you're going to put in 4 eggs, and here's the thing. I never vacuum packed eggs before, but I thought today I got to try it, and we did. We actually vacuum packed 4 eggs. You want to put whole egg in there, yolk and whites both.
Now, are these country eggs, Steve? Or
Yes,
these...
they are. We actually went out and found some chickens in the country. It's just for your show.
Thank you so much.
All right, now it's time for the canola oil. That's 1 cup of canola oil. Turn that over because I think the lid's on the other side.
Oh,
there
got
you
it.
go. Yeah, it's vacuum sealed there. There you go.
Yeah, I'm not good with
You make me
directions.
so nervous. I just
I
know
make
that you're going to
myself
dump
nervous,
some of this
right?
stuff. There you go.
I'm probably going to be wearing it when I start stirring it.
Hey, trust me. This is one of these recipes. Sheila, tell them about where this recipe come from.
Yes, my sister-in-law's mother, she used to make that for me all the time. Every time I go to Alabama, she would make it for me.
Oh, wow.
And it's like, oh, I love this stuff because you can eat it with coffee, milk, water, or nothing. Just keep going back and getting some.
Yeah,
So
keep going back is the key.
Yeah.
About 2 o'clock in the morning when they're all in bed, I'm in the kitchen
And then
eating that. You
The
know?
cake's saying, Steve, Steve.
And last night we chopped up some pecans. Here's 1 cup of chopped pecans. They go in there next. They kind of look weird all vacuum sealed, but
They
when
do.
you undo this, they'll loosen right up.
It's such an easy recipe to take places.
Yeah.
It is, and what's interesting to me is it's called cornbread cake, but there's no cornmeal in it.
There's no cornbread in it. You know, it's funny that you mention that because people say cornbread cake. I'm not sure I like cornbread. It has no cornbread. And me and Sheila were talking about that one day. I think the reason they call it cornbread cake is because it looks like cornbread when it's cooked in the pan.
Okay.
So now you got that all ready? Are you ready to
do.
mix this up?
I think so.
All right, go ahead. We're just waiting on
Now
you.
you're trusting me.
I'll
with
get
some
these
heavy,
scissors
heavy
out of your way.
equipment here.
There you go.
Okay, now you brought this mixer, so you're gonna have to instruct
Yeah,
me
it
how
has
to
a
use-
short in it, so be careful.
Oh, great. Well, I'm a short too,
All right.
so we'll get along.
No, I'm just kidding. That was just a joke. Now, you wouldn't think that there'd be enough liquid in there with all that flour and sugar and all that stuff to make this batter, but it's perfect when you put in the 1 cup of canola oil and the 4 eggs. That's all the liquid you need. But mix it up pretty good. Then I'm going to give you another chore here in just a minute.
You tell me when it looks like it needs to.
That's looking pretty good. I mean, we've done it a lot better than that, but it's not too bad. You know, you are such a great host of this show, and I love the fact that it revolves around a lot of the fire department people and stuff up here.
Yes.
And you guys are just doing a great job, and I think you might have that mix. Leave it run. Go ahead and let it run on low, and then slowly lift it straight up.
Oh, wait.
Yeah, just lift the yeah, a little bit more. Keep going. It'll sling all the stuff off there. Keep going. Now turn it off. Ain't that the quick way to clean them beaters?
It is. Actually, you know another quick way, right?
Huh.
Lick them off.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
All right.
No, they're yours.
Punch,
If they were
Sheila,
mine, I would do
Sheila,
that.
punch them out of there. You like raw eggs? Because
There you go.
it's good. Okay, never
There you
mind.
go.
I wouldn't do that on this show. I wouldn't promote that.
All right. Now, we're going to need a 9 by 13 pan.
Okay.
Got to spray it first. And I like to use this. What is this, Sheila? It's a Baker's Joy or something. It's got flour in it.
It's got flour.
There you go. Spray that in there real good.
Make
I like
you
to.
joyful when you use
Yeah,
it?
very joyful.
Oh,
Especially when you
Excuse me.
eat it.
You guys are actually filming this at the right time because 15 minutes earlier it was all about shoes and earrings.
wonder where that came
It's
from.
like I love your shoes.
Well,
These
thank
two
you. I love
girls
your
over here.
jewelry.
Well, thank
And
you.
I brought you a spoon
Okay.
to pour that in there, rake that in there now, and he might want you to move that up there closer on top to get a better camera shot. These camera guys are so fussy.
Aren't they very
Yeah.
professional, though?
Especially that director guy. It's good to see him out of jail. I'm not really sure where he's from, but it's all right.
Now you can lick the bowl.
Well, I'll do that off camera later.
All right.
That way my personal trainer won't say anything to me.
Now, while you're doing this, we have preheated the oven over here to 350 degrees, or at least Shotgun Red did. And once you get this in here, here's kind of a tip with this self-rising flour. Once you put it in your pan, and then I kind of rake it, tilt it back and forth to kind of get it in all the corners, let it sit on your counter for about 15 to 20 minutes. There you go. Good job.
See, I'm a good listener.
See, you're doing good. Now see, it doesn't seem like it's very thick, but if you'll just let it sit on the counter for about 10 or 15 minutes and it starts to get little bubbles on top, and that's from that self-rising flour, then after about 15 or 20 minutes, then pop it in your preheated oven. And so we'll give this about 10 or 15 minutes and come back and put it in the oven. What do you say?
That sounds great.
All
So
right.
now while we're doing that, I'd like to chat with you for just a few minutes about your career.
No, can't talk about none of that stuff.
Oh, come on. So tell the audience basically who you are and how you came to be.
Well, I was up in Minnesota, and I had a little country band up there, and I wanted something to set us apart from all these other country groups. So I went into a little pet and hobby store one day to buy some remote control airplane stuff, because I love flying remote control airplanes and helicopters and whatever. Now drones, we're coming out with a new channel, Have Drone Will Travel. It's going to be kind of cool.
That sounds interesting.
But my band won a Battle of the Bands contest. We entered one of those Battle of the Bands back, you know, Wrangler Country Showdown thing. And we came to Nashville, Tennessee. We competed at the Tennessee Performing Arts Center here, TPAC in Nashville. And we took 3rd place out of all the bands that competed around the country. It was like 300 or 400 bands. And a promotion lady took me down to Ralph Emery's morning show here in Nashville, Tennessee. And a lot of people remember Ralph Emery from Pop Goes the Country, that Nashville music, and of course Nashville Now, which was huge. And he's seen my little puppet character. We actually crashed his morning show. We were not invited to be there.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, so it's kind of a hoot. And he said, we're starting a new thing in about 6 months called the Nashville Network, and I want to use him as my sidekick. I was in the right place at the right time.
That's amazing.
Isn't that something? And then later on, we ended up on Hee Haw. The producer of Hee Haw, Sam Lavella, seen my little character on Nashville Now and asked him to bring it over there. Then we ended up with Buckmasters on the Outdoor Channel. You might have seen Shotgun Red on there, Young Bucks Outdoors. And then we had our own show, and you're looking at the co-host right over there. Pretty Miss Sheila was the co-host of the Shotgun Red Variety Show on RFD TV. And we talked her into all kinds of stuff like, what?
Getting up on a unicycle.
Yeah. On somebody's shoulders on top of a unicycle.
No, are you
It
serious?
shows it on the
And then we had a magician take a guillotine and try to chop your head off.
He did that.
Yeah, she didn't care for that too much. That
Well,
was.
I can imagine.
Then we had some jugglers on there where she stood in the middle and they all whipped, you know, stuff back and forth with pins on both sides of her. So we talked her in and do a lot of stuff.
And then
But
they got cut in half one time.
yeah, they sawed her in half one
Well, they
time
put you
on
back
there.
together nicely, pretty much.
Well,
Sheila.
thank you.
Yeah, they put her back together good. So, but anyway, but that's the key to my success, was being in the right place at the right time. In fact, at the right place at the right time means you got to be standing outside of a Kroger's, and she walks out, not knowing that when I worked on the General Jackson Showboat in Nashville with my band for 12 years, 5,280 shows, they had a flyer. On one side of the flyer back in the 80s was a picture of me, or 90s, me and Shotgun Red and my band, and on the other side was some pictures from a talent agency where people looked like they were eating at a table or in the buffet line, and she was in that flyer.
Really?
8 years before I ever met her, we're in the same flyer at the same location. And my P.O. box, come to find out, is 7 down from hers at the same post office. Never met her. She worked as a production assistant along with Sam Lavella and all those people over at Hee Haw, you know, toting coffee and all that kind of stuff with all the friends. Good friends with Sam. I never met her, even though I taped that for 9 years. And then walking into Kroger's to get some groceries, and there you go, you know. But now our new passion is our cooking show on YouTube.
Well, you guys do an amazing job at it. When Jeremy contacted me, of course, the first thing I did was go on and watch one of the shows. And talk about great production. You do a great job on camera, Miss Sheila. But it's just, it's so interesting. Now, how do you guys come up with the recipes that you choose?
You know, believe it or not, I'm like everybody else that cheats out there. I love to go on YouTube and watch a bunch of different recipes on there. And I've got some recipes that come from my family. My dad's chili. Different, how certain ways you cook stuff. I love wild game, venison, frog legs, oysters, all that kind of stuff. Sheila's not that crazy about that kind of stuff. But, and then desserts, like we were down at her brother's house, and here comes this pan of cornbread cake. I said, I've got to have that recipe. And wherever we tour all around the country and doing shows and stuff, people invite us over to their house, and they'll have the best slow cooker pork chops and stuff like that, which is on our channel.
Right.
And I'll say, you got to give me that recipe. We'll go up to a casino or something to do a show and perform, and we go in and eat in their buffet, and they got the best maple chicken. It's so delicious because they put maple syrup in baked chicken.
And the clam chowder.
Yes, and the clam chowder is kind of a thing. We were up doing a show with Glenn Campbell, one of the last shows that Glenn Campbell ever performed, and he was actually reading off a teleprompter, but it didn't matter. He knocked the crowd out. He did a killer job. I was so glad to be on that show, and me and Sheila ate at a restaurant with a couple of our other band members, and they had the world's greatest clam chowder. So when the waitress come over, I gave her the check and the tip, and I said, I'll give you another $20 if you go in the kitchen and get me that recipe to that clam chowder. And she went and got it. Of course, it was for 10 gallons, and we had to break it down and
Sure.
how to figure out. And it's not just 1/10. If you want to make a gallon, you just don't put in 1/10. If you get those kind of recipes,
Right.
you got to kind of tweak. But we've been tweaking here with you, and I think we're probably good enough to go in there because I see a bunch of little bubbles up there.
It's rising up now.
Should we put it in the oven?
Absolutely.
350 degrees for 35 minutes, and then once your timer goes off after it's preheated, I always turn the oven off and I just crack the door and let it sit there for about another 5 minutes in the oven with the door open and kind of let it cool with heat. Set it on top. I get in a hurry. Sometimes I put it in the refrigerator, in the freezer, chill it down, and then cut it up. Oh, it's so fantastic.
Well, I can't wait to try it. Let's get it in the oven.
All right, we'll pop that in the oven.
All right.
Fantastic.
Hey, wait, Steve, I already put one in there so you guys wouldn't have to wait. Check it out, it's in the oven.
Really? Well, guess what? He already put one in there to save time. He baked one while we were talking. Shotgun Red was over here.
Good
So
deal.
let's sneak this out of the
Yes,
oven.
that's good.
And I'll tell you what we're going to do. Let me put this over here first.
Oh, that looks good.
Yes, it does.
Very
I'm going to put this one in the oven. It's not hot, so I'll slide it right in there. And this can cook for the crew, so when it's done, they can have that.
Well, they'll appreciate that.
I know it after the show. We'll let this cool down a little bit so it's nice and cold. Then we're going to have to turn the camera off and give it a good 30 minutes or put it in the refrigerator, and then we'll cut it up, okay?
All right.
All right.
I've got something here for you to put this on.
Okay.
All right. We're going to let you do the carving. I'll give you a mitt so you can grab the corner, 'cause that might be a little bit warm. Go full length down the middle.
Okay.
This is how I normally do it. When you get it nice and cool like that, you can just use a butter knife, cut it all the way, and then down the middle the other way.
Okay. And then you just serve one big piece, right?
No, don't start with me. And now you can cut it. Let me think here. I'll let you cut it. You can either divide that into bigger chunks or you can cut it 2 more times over there.
Steve, I don't math.
Split the difference. There you go. That looks pretty good.
Yeah, I'm good with this size.
Okay, and then cut over there.
Okay.
And then what we'll do is we'll have you do 2 more down the middle of those sides. Yes, right in the middle of there, because you're going to want to share this with all your friends.
This is
got
what
it.
you call cutting calories.
Yes,
See?
cutting calories. I don't eat very many of those because I could waste away to normal. All right, and then let me tell you something right now. I'm going to let you try this. Dig out an edge piece because the little crunchy ones along the edge
You read my mind.
are the best of the best.
Okay, here we go.
All right, and Sheila, you like the ones in the middle,
I
don't
do.
you?
I do.
Well, I'll
You
get
just start
Miss
stacking
Sheila.
them up on here so we can
Yeah.
show everybody how nice that looks. Take your time, hurry up. You're slower than a herd of turtles and a pile of peanut butter.
You know, when I invited you to the show, I didn't know how bossy you were going to be.
Well, I didn't, not bossy, I'm just having a little fun. I don't get in trouble too much, you know what I'm saying? But see, I had that all chilled and you took it over and stuck it in a 350-degree oven. Or are we going to taste test this?
We're going to taste test
All right,
this.
all right. Let me
Wait,
get,
that's my piece.
okay. I'll take this little piece over here. Sheila wants the one in the middle, so I'll
lovely.
scoot that over there. Ladies first. Ladies first.
Should we do it like a cheers?
Yes.
Yes, me too, me too. I want to get
Here
in
you
on
go.
the cheers thing.
Okay.
All right, try this. Isn't that fantastic?
That's amazing that it only has like 7 ingredients in it. It's
Mm-hmm.
probably the best cake I've ever tasted.
Here's something else too. If somebody in your family or friends have a nut allergy, of course, warn them that it has pecans in it.
Or not.
And I'll bet you can make this same recipe and just leave the pecans out because it has that wonderful flavor with all the eggs and the vanilla and the sugars and oh, it's just terrific.
It is so good. It's sweet, but not overpoweringly sweet.
Yes.
Really, really good.
It grows on you. You've got to keep this in a safe place when you're at home because you'll keep sneaking in there and getting.
It's not really rich, you know. That you
No,
can't,
it's not.
You're just making a mess over
I
there,
know, I
Sheila.
love
You've
making
slung all
messes.
kinds of stuff.
It's good.
Okay.
It's usually me making the mess, so I'm glad somebody else is doing it.
It is awesome. I appreciate you hunting us up on our channel. Should we tell them how we can find our YouTube channel?
Please do,
If you
please.
just go to shotgunred.com, that's the easiest way. Go to our website and click on the Cooking with Shotgun Red icon. You're going to see this show because I'm going to beg your producer and your camera guys and everybody to give me this show right here, and then we're going to put it on our channel to advertise your channel because you guys
Right.
do great stuff.
Thank you, and we can maybe get you a couple of extra viewers too.
you're going to do just fine airing it on television. I want to thank you very much for having us come over. It's been absolutely a gas bugging you.
I've got a couple of gifts for you guys and for Shotgun for being on the show.
Wow.
I have a hat for you.
Thank you
hat for
very
Oh, I love
much.
hats.
And a hat for Shotgun.
You know what? I'm going to have him put that on here before we even leave here today.
Oh, that would be great.
He will be so proud to wear that. And you know what we're going to do? I'm going to take this home and I'm going to put it on my set in the background. So when you guys watch our cooking channel from now on, you're going to see your hat sitting on the shelf, okay?
Oh, thank you. That's outstanding.
You guys,
thank you so much.
just wonderful. I want to thank your crew. They don't get enough praise because they're behind the camera, and I hope their names go by at the end of the show. I don't know. If not, you need to name them sometime because they're just wonderful
Oh, I've
people.
named them. And I've got you guys a couple of challenge coins, too. I know Miss Sheila will appreciate that pretty gold.
I'm going to put
love
that on
that.
the set as well. Prop that up next to it or whatever. Well, thank you very much. It's really
You're
been cool. When
welcome.
we got your email, first thing I said, Sheila, you got to come in here and see this show they have. It's so well done, so well produced. The host is just a hoot. She's pretty as a picture. She's nice
thank
to
you.
everybody. She's just a gas to be around. We got to do that show. So we're here and we just love you
And
guys.
she's my southern friend.
Yes, absolutely.
see?
And we're
See?
fellow bacon lovers
Shopping,
also.
shoes, earrings.
Shopping, shoes, bacon, what more could you ask for?
All right.
Well, thanks, guys. If you want to catch this recipe or any of our previous recipes, please visit us at www.murfreesborotn.gov/cookingwithmfrd.
Wow, thank you very much for the hat. Look at me, now I'm an official member of the Murfreesboro Fire and Rescue Department, and you tell them to call Shotgun Red anytime they need some work real close to the ground.